Okay, guys, and welcome back. I'm just going to finish off this question nice and quickly because I realised the other one dragged on for a little bit longer than we imagined. So, question part 3 of this question says, compare the messenger RNA production for the 3 genes during the submergence period between the 2 varieties. Okay, so again, we've got to really focus on that word that comes up here, compare. What does compare mean? Okay, so compare means give an account of similarities and differences between 2 or more items referring to both or all of them throughout the question. Okay, so what does that mean exactly? Well, let's have a look at our data. So it means you've got to compare O sativa japonica with O sativa indica for each of the 3 genes during the submergence periods of days 1 through to 10 and 1 day through to 10 for O sativa indica. Now, so let's look at the first gene, sub1A. Now, you can see that sub1A is not expressed in O sativa japonica and is expressed throughout the submergence period of O sativa. Sorry, it's not expressed in O sativa japonica and is expressed in O sativa indica. Now, remember, it's not enough here just to say that sub1A is not expressed in sativa japonica. You've got to qualify that statement by saying it is expressed throughout the submergence period in O sativa indica. Okay, with sub1C, let's skip to that one. You can see that in O sativa japonica, sub1C is expressed throughout days 1 to 10, but it's only expressed in O sativa indica from days 3 through to 7. Okay. Again, you could kind of compare the 2 here as well. Obviously, it's only worth 2 marks. With sub1B, it's expressed from days 1 through to 10 almost equally, whereas in O sativa indica, sub1B gene is only expressed a little bit from days 1 through to 7, but not on day 10. Okay, so I mean, if you wanted to give a full comparison, that's what you'd need to do. Okay, all right. So let's go back to question F. Deduce using all the data which gene was used to modify GMFC. So again, this word, deduce, what does it mean? Well, deduce means reach a conclusion from the information that is given. So rather than say conclude, it's saying deduce, but it means the same thing. You've got to use the data or the information given. Worth 2 marks, so you need to give 2 different lines of thought to your argument. And of course, that goes naturally because you've got 2 different data sets. You've got the table at the start, and then you've got the gel electrophoresis sample. So let's go back, first of all, to the start of the question and have a look at the data. Well, the data tells us from looking at this that O sativa indica, the unmodified version, had the greatest growth and it had the greatest tolerance level of the ones that were tolerant. Okay, so when we're looking at GMFC, which is super tolerant, we can see which gene was it that was added from here to here that made it so much more tolerant. Well, let's go back and have a look at our second bit of data. Okay, well, when we look at the different genes here, you can see that there are obviously 3 genes, but there is 1 gene that is only present in indica and not present in japonica, and that, of course, is sub1A, strongly expressed in indica, not expressed at all in japonica. Okay, and so does this gene, sub1A, that is given O sativa indica, its greater resistance to submersion. Okay. All right, going down, last question. Okay, obviously these questions are getting harder. The last question here is G. Evaluate using all the data how modified varieties of rice could be used to overcome food shortages in some countries. So now it's saying this word, evaluate. Again, really important term, and it's one of the more difficult command terms to master because we have to look at what we call we have to assess the implications and the limitations of the data and link it to something that's outside of the question. So that thing that's outside of the question is food shortages in some countries. Okay, so we've got to look at our data and how it can be used to What are the limitations and implications linking it to food shortages? Again, it's only worth 2 marks, but they're going to be 2 quite tricky marks. So what do we know? Well, we know that GM rice with sub 1A gene is more tolerant to submersion than all other varieties, which basically means that in countries where there is flooding, okay, it can withstand that flooding, okay? So whereas if there is a huge period of flooding where all the other varieties die because of that flooding, this variety will survive. And that means there's going to be more rice or a bigger harvest, and so there'll be more food for people during those flooding period or during those food shortage periods. There's going to be a bigger harvest of that crop, okay? And of course, the implication of that is that less people are going to starve, okay? So big implications. Okay, that is the end of